Bots, perhaps one of the most unique features in Brawl Stars because they're capable of doing things that most players can't even attempt. And as a result of that, they end up doing a lot of things that are rather odd. And today I will be showing you some of the weirdest things that bots do in Brawl Stars. So first up we have Gus, and in order to properly demonstrate, I'm going to have the two players go in those boxes and idle disconnect. And you'll see that right away whenever the Gus becomes bot, he immediately shoots a super at me. That's right, when Gus is being controlled by a bot, he always tends to use a super towards enemies, even though it doesn't do anything to them. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a Gus use a super on himself as a bot. Our next interaction pertains to Fang, and you'll see that when enemies are not in his direct kicking range, he won't attack. In other words, even though Fang can launch his shoes at enemies and hit them from a far range, bot Fangs will only attack if enemies are close enough to be standing within the area represented by the white box. This also applies to brawlers such as Jean and Sprout. Moving on to perhaps my favorite thing that bots do, requires Otis and Brawl Ball. What you'll notice by this feature, when a bot is silenced by Otis' super, they're still able to shoot the ball in Brawl Ball and of course score. And I find this one hilarious because it's almost as if they know something that we don't. I haven't tried this in Basketball, but I'm sure it works there as well. The next one isn't as weird, and I am sure it applies to other brawlers, but basically when an RT or a Carl is being controlled by a bot, they will never use their super. Now, I'm not entirely sure on why it's these two brawlers in particular, but it's also partially accompanied by Sam, who will release his Knuckle Busters but never retract them again with another super. On the contrary, when a Jackie is being controlled by a bot, she ends up using her super immediately, pretty much every time. And finally, we have Nani, and this one's probably not exactly what you're expecting, but super similar anyways. When she uses her super, she doesn't actually control Peep, it just travels in a straight line until it makes contact with something. This seems to have replaced the former Nani bot where the brawler model would run around while her super was active, but either way, I still find both of the sides of this pretty interesting. Anyways, that is all the weird bot tricks I will be covering for now. As always, thank you very much for sticking to the end, and I will see you later. Peace out.